Namaste, friends, and welcome to your weekly yoga practice. Allow your eyes to fall shut and rest into an awareness of your breath. Sit tall in the light of yourself and form the sankalpa, the resolution, to illuminate the self. Our practice today will be one of rajas, of activity, of the Gayatri Mantra, she which is like the light of 1,000 sunrises rising within the soul. We'll practice some dynamic Surya Namaskars and then slide into some long, deep hip openers. This is a perfect practice for the end of the day and will last about 30 minutes. Place the base of your palms together, the thumbs, the sides of the thumbs, and let the index fingers float just above the thumbs. Place this formation about 2 inches away from your heart center. This is Tejas Mudra. Tejas is the most radiant result of perfect digestion. Let your breath come into Ujjayi Pranayam. Release the fingers, placing the palms together in Anjali, and I'll chant the Gayatri Mantra. You can mumble along or hum along, or just listen. Om Bhurrbhuva Swaha Tatsavaturvareniham Bhargo Devyasya Dhinahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Welcome to your practice. This practice, it's nice to have 2 blocks and a blanket. If you don't have those, it's okay. Come on to the hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and begin some long, deep cat and cow. Inhaling, crown of the head up. Exhaling, rolling under. Then walk your hands out slightly in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Inhale from here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Feet hip distance apart. Roll your inner thighs and ground down through the legs. Fingertips onto the mat or the shins or block. Inhale up halfway, lengthening through the sides of the waist. Exhale, release down and over. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, down. 1 more time. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, down. Plant through the feet. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Surya Namaskar, Shivananda style. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, down and forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, right leg out behind. Right knee down onto the mat. Lift the lower belly. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Lift up the right knee. Left foot meets the right. Inhale. Knees and chest down to the mat. Draw the elbows back. Inhale, little cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Widen through the scapula and ground down through your heels. Press into the left leg. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Inner thigh rolling in and up. Exhale, right foot through. Left knee down onto the mat. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, hands down to the mat in front of the right toes. Inhale from here, take the left leg up. Invite your right knee, nose down towards your right knee. Exhale, left foot alongside the right foot. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, down and over. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands down by the sides. Inhale, expand up. Left side, exhale, down and forward. We'll add a twist in on this side. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, left leg out behind. Send the tailbone down. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate left elbow across the right knee. Palms press together, elbows separate, crown of the head lengthens. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, knees down, chest down. Draw the elbows back, cobra pose. With your exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left foot through, right knee down. Inhale, expand up. Exhale and rotate. Inhale up. Hands down to the mat. Lift up through the back leg. Draw your nose down towards your left knee. Right foot alongside the left. Expand. Exhale, release. Inhale up to standing. Exhale, hands by the side. Joints of the big toes together. Heels apart. 1 Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, down and forward. Inhale up halfway. Walk or jump your legs out to the back. Chaturanga. Inhale, expand upward, facing dog. Lift the kneecaps. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Scapula spreading, heels grounding down. Staying with your Ujjayi pranayam, these Surya Namaskars are pranic regulators. So we're regulating prana in the body. Prana is the most rarefied form of breath. Tejas is the most rarefied form of fire in the body. And Ojas is the most rarefied forms of water and earth. Our immune system, our stability and strength, our luster. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs, inhale up. Uttanasana. Developing some fire. Exhale, swan dive down and over. Inhale up halfway. Exhale through your vinyasa. And we're using these Surya Namaskars to regulate prana and to develop some fire, some strength, some heat in the body, which then will transmute into Tejas, the most rarefied form of fire. This rosy form of fire that has its seat at the heart center in Prana Shakti. Inhale from here, right foot comes through. Turning out through the back left heel, I'm inhaling up to warrior 1. Roll the left inner thigh down, exalt through the heart. Arms can also be separate. Exhale, hands down to the mat, through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Being deliberate about your placement. And turn out through the right toes. Inhale from here. Exhale, left foot through. Ground into the left knee. Stabilize through the back right heel. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Left foot meets the right. Through your vinyasa. Inhale, draw your feet up underneath your hips. Expand. Exhale, release down. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down by the sides. We're going to generate a little bit more heat. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, swan dive down and forward. Inhale, up halfway. Through your vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right foot through, lifting up through the back left heel. Inhale, up, high lunge. Now exhale, hands down to the mat. Move the right leg all the way up behind into a 3-legged downward facing dog. Spread through the scapula, bring the shoulders over the wrists, squeeze the right leg towards the midline, bend the elbows, backs of the feet onto the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left foot through. Scissor the inner thighs, tailbone down. Inhale, up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat. This left foot is going to move all the way back. Sacrum stable, scapula wide. Exhale, 3-legged chaturanga, back of the feet. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right foot through. Tailbone down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Three-legged. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Left leg comes up behind. Stable through the breath. Going to the core. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, knees down to the mat. Chest down to the thighs. Return back to the splendor of the self. Basking in the heat, in the spandaka, the inner tremoring, feeling the heartbeat. That is Rajasguna. It is Sadhaka Pitta, our passion, our fire. And when Pitta dosha is functioning well in the body, we can see this through the luster in the skin, through the sparkle in the eyes, through the passionate attitude. So the lack of depression, the willingness to engage, our courage, our spontaneity, our creativity. Inhale from here. Blocks you can place down for our next asana. Take your downward facing dog. Take the right leg up, inhale. As you exhale, take the right leg through, turn out through the back left heel, and then straighten out through the right knee. Sacrum is square, sides of the back long. Lengthen up and out, gazing forward as you really squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, and then lengthen down over this right leg. Inhale from here, exhale, left leg out behind. We're going to return back up into the high lunge where we just were. And now rotate, high lunge twist. Right hand on top of the left. We have this block here so we can place our left hand on top of it if we like. Pull the head of the right femur back, press through the back right heel, and then draw the right arm all the way by the ear. Inhale, exhale. Back up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Through your vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. Just a couple more standing postures. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left foot through. Turn out through the back right heel, hands onto the blocks. Or onto the mat. Lengthen through the sides of the waist, gaze forward. Scapula down the back. Exhale. Lengthen. Press down through your left big toe. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg out behind. High lunge. Uttita Anjaneyasana. Rotate. A little help from the wall there. Draw your right elbow across the left knee. The right hand can go down to the block if you like to. Lift up, pull the head of the left femur back, scissor the inner thighs towards each other through integrity, and then left arm all the way by the ear. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, move the blocks. Hands down to the mat. Through the vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Inhale from here, exhale, knees down onto the mat. Chapasana, 3 forms to stabilize for our Ardha Chandrasana and Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, right knee into the nose, exhale, right leg up. Ground down into the right hand, press back through the left toes, left arm up. First stage is by the ear, second stage is the sacrum. Third stage, draw the knee in towards the other thigh and rotate the heart. You can even look back towards the toes. Press into the right hand, inhale, exhale, release. Wiggle the hips. Left knee into the nose, exhale, left leg out behind. Rotate, ground into the left hand. Ear, stage 1. Stage 2, sacrum. Stage 3, foot, inner thigh rolls in. Rotate and expand. And releasing. Hips stacked on top of the knees, arms walk way out in front. Hands and knees, right knee into the nose. Exhale, right leg up. And now same side, right arm by the ear, hand to the sacrum, or all the way around to the foot. First, inner thigh in, upper back lengthening. So tailbone is grounding, so our spine is long. And then second forearm, which is actually sometimes easier, rolling the right hip on top of the left, heart center up. So finding the seat of prana at the heart. Shakti prana. Inhale from here. Exhale down. The color is pink and rosy. Inhale, left knee into the nose. Exhale up. Press through the right toes. Taking the left arm up by the ear or hand to the foot. Roll the inner thigh in. And then, if it feels accessible, rolling the hip on top of the other, opening through the heart center. Inhale, exhale, release, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left foot through, turn out through back right heel. Left elbow, left forearm, onto the thigh, right hand to the hip. Parshvakonasana, scoop the lower belly, bend into the knee, allow the tailbone to extend so the curve of the lumbar spine, which could be compressed, is not compressed. It's allowed to lengthen. It's allowed to lengthen. Then pull this right hip or right inner thigh back towards the bone. So there's a sense of spreading, and then as I bend into the left knee, I go deeper. I take the left fourth finger and I put the thumb over it in this Surya Mudra that we began with. Right arm all the way by the ear. Right hand to the hip, left hand down to the mat. Now, bend this left knee over the midline of the foot. Draw the right leg up behind first. Knee is bent. And now I'm going to inhale, straighten the knee by pulling the quadricep up. Press into the left fingertips. Roll the right hip over the left. Then right arm up towards the sky. Keep pressing through the left big toe. If it feels appropriate, hand all the way back to the foot. Rolling right hip on top of left. Ooh. Inhale from here. Exhale, release right foot alongside the left. Peace sign fingers around the big toes. Lengthen. And exhale. Inhale, expand up. Exhale through your vinyasa or back to downward facing dog. Widen through the scapula. Right leg up. Inhale, exhale. Right foot through. Turn out through back left heel. Now you'll see this from the back side. Right forearm to the thigh. Left hand to the hip. Scoop the belly button under and then roll the sacrum back. Actually going to tilt up and out as I pull the left inner thigh up and in, hugging the thigh to the bone. And then I bend through the right knee, rolling the right rib cage under. This is going to lengthen the lower back instead of condensing it under or hyperextending it out. We'll have this nice neutral position for the curve of the lumbar spine, and then left arm all the way by the left ear. Right hand, palm up, thumb over the fourth finger. Hand to the hip, Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand just behind the toes. Inhale, take the left leg up. Bend the knee first, then use the quadricep muscle to pull up and in, aligning the knee over the midline of the foot. Roll through the right rib cage, left arm up. If you'd like to, left hand back towards the left foot, rotating through the chest. Inhale, exhale, left foot right alongside the right foot. Lift up through both feet, slide the palms underneath all the way to the toes. Lengthen down and in. And now we'll come into the twisting form, Parivrita. Ardha Chandrasana, right leg up, roll the inner thigh in, ground down through the right hand. You can also use a block here if you need to. Inhale from here, rotate left arm up. If you'd like to, bend the knee, sacrum is flat, and open through the heart. It's the same place where we just were on our knees. Exhale, release. I'll demonstrate without a block on this side. Left leg goes up. I squeeze the inner thigh in, and I press through the heel. Left hand down, I rotate through the chest. Then if I like to, maybe the hand comes back to the foot, pressing foot into hand into the foot, pulling back actively through the head of the right femur. And exhale, release. Hands down onto the mat, feet onto the mat. Downward facing dog, knees down onto the mat, chest down onto the thighs. And roll up through the spine. Inhale, take your left knee forward, tuck underneath your right toes. Take the block next to the left hip and lift up and out. Really up high here so the tailbone can come down, and then right arm up by the ear, thumb over fourth finger, left arm up. It's very exalted pigeon form. And then hands down onto the mat. Release, right knee down, release, right toes. You can tuck under again, rolling the right hip forward, and then lengthen down and in to Eka Pada Raja Kapot Asan A. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the back right toes. Inhale, left leg all the way up towards the sky. Left foot down, inhale, right leg up. Rotate out from the hip, knee down. Be aware of your knee here. Right hand down, lift yourself way up. So all the curve is happening through the mid-thoracic spine, cervical spine. I can lift up this back left knee, right left arm up, maybe right arm up. For a second, feeling this exaltation through the heart center, through the seat of Prana Shakti, that divine goddess who is rarefied breath inside of ourselves, who is rarefied fire inside of ourselves. Hands down onto the mat. Inhale from here. Exhale all the way back. Knees out wide. Dropping the chest down between the knees, softening in. Roll up through the spine and bring the legs around to the front. Bend this left knee and draw it across the right knee. Bring the right heel back towards the buttock. Matsya Andrasana. Right arm up, bring the elbow across the knee, left hand behind, lift up out of the spine and then rotate. Exhale, release. Switch legs. You can always leave this bottom leg extended. If that's more comfortable to you, you can also take the hand to the knee instead of the elbow. Fold the heel back by the buttock if that's appropriate. Taking the left arm up across to the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Exhale, release both legs out long in front. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, down and forward. Inhale, rolling up through the spine. Place the hands behind you. Roll the inner thighs. Roll the scapula down. Inhale, pelvis up. Exhale, release down. A block beside you, because now we'll transmute some of that fire into Ojas, into immunity, knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side. Inhale from here. Exhale, place your feet down onto the mat, 4 to 6 inches in front of your sits bones. Draw your scapula together. Inhale, lift your sacrum up towards the sky. Exhale, release down. Draw your knees in towards the chest. Open your arms out in a T shape from your shoulders, and then just gently drape both knees over to the right side. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, other side, these passive twists. Now allowing the heat that we generated through our practice to disseminate throughout the body. Placing the feet back to the center. So first, just a block underneath the sacrum, and then we'll take two interesting restorative postures. Scapula in towards each other. Take your legs all the way up towards the sky. And I set a timer for 30 minutes for this practice, and it's about to go off. I'm going to turn it off. So this practice will be about 35 minutes, 37 minutes with the Shavasana. Place the feet down onto the mat. Lift the sacrum up off the block, roll down through the spine. Knees into the chest. Rolling over onto your side and make your way up to seated. So this is a Supta Baddha Konasana with 2 blocks. And how this works is place your feet alongside of the block and then lift your sacrum up. Place the soles of your feet together onto the block with the knees rotating out. I rotate my scapula in towards each other and place the backs of my hands onto the mat. Now, if you have a lot of hip impingement, tight hips, or the bony structure of your hips doesn't allow for much external rotation, this might not feel good to you, in which case, feet down onto the mat, or if you have lower back pain. But for many, it feels really good. If you like to, you can place the backs of your hands onto the mat, up by your head. And then placing your feet down, palms down, lift the sacrum up, slide out, knees into the chest. And taking a happy baby pose. From here, rolling over onto your side and up to seated. Taking a blanket and rolling it up. Long sausage roll, you'll place it onto the mat. Just in front of the sacrum, you might need 2 or a block underneath the head. We're going to lie all the way back down onto the blanket roll. Then from here, take your legs and extend them out long and as wide as the mat. Flop your legs in and out from the hips and then let them just rotate out to the pinky toe edge. Take your arms out from the shoulders and reach your hands out towards the side walls. And then rotate backs of the hands onto the mat, palms up towards the sky. So the heart center is completely open. You can imagine or see or visualize a beautiful rosy pink color, the color of the rising sun emerging at your heart. The light of 10,000 suns rising at your heart center. The beautiful sunrise soul song of the universe. Placing your feet down onto the mat. Roll over onto your right side. And from here, we'll come into our Shavasana. If you like to, placing the blanket underneath your knees or over you. Come all the way down onto your back. Adjust your scapula in. Rotate your feet up towards the sky. Flex your feet, then point them, and then rotate out to the pinky toe edge. Lift your hips up, slide your tailbone forward, releasing your butt cheeks, palms up alongside the back, eyes closed, jaws released. And wiggling your fingers and toes. If you'd like to, you can just stay in your Shavasana and finish your practice, or coming out. Again, finding a comfortable seat. Again, coming into this Tejas Mudra, thumbs together, Base of the palms together, index fingers floating over the thumbs. Resting again in your sankalpa, your resolution of illumination of the most rarefied, the most beautiful aspects of the self, that which is in most harmony with your true being. Gently release the fingers to Anjali Mudra. I'll chant the Gayatri again, and then we'll chant Om Shanti 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 to complete our practice. Om Bhur-bhuva Swaha Tat Savaturvareniham Bhargo Devyasya Dhinahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Dedicating any merit you've received from your practice to another being. We'll chant Om and Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste, my friends. Take care.